I am the Witch of Jasmine and welcome back to my channel. Today is a special day because I have a reading for Cancer Moons. How are you guys doing? I'm so glad you're here. You know why I especially love doing Cancer Moon readings? If you've been here before, you know exactly why. It's because I'm a Cancer Moon. And I don't know about you guys, but I could really use a reading. I really could. But of course, just like with any reading that also pertains to me as well as everybody else, you know? Well, not everybody else, but an other group of people. I promise to be unbiased. This is a general reading after all. It's for me, but it's also for all of you guys. So that being said, as I finish shuffling out the cards, I invite you to take some deep breaths. To calm yourself, ground yourself, center yourself. Get relaxed, get comfy, and we'll see what's going on with you guys. Again, for me personally, it's been a lot, so I'm curious what's going to come up. All right, starting with the Oracle card, we have productivity with Cancer and the Earth element. All right, and for your tarot cards, we have Knight of Wands reversed, Justice reversed, Seven of Swords, the Wild Hunt, aka the Tower, Five of Athames, aka Five of Swords. Oh, and I forgot to say, if you hear noises in the background, that's my cat Halen. Lastly, Nine of Pentacles. Okay, so this, I want to be careful because this feels like really hyper specific to something I just went through. I don't know about you guys. I think it would be fascinating if we all actually did just so happen to go through this very similar hyper specific thing. But yeah, let me try to keep this not specific to me, because this is for all of us, not just for me. Right, cards? Right? Okay, so I think we can just go ahead and start with the Seven of Swords. I do think, well, I do want to say too, I think it's interesting. Okay, I'll get to that. The Seven of Swords, Justice, and the Tower. I think you uncovered some sneaky stuff, I think. Well, you know, I guess... Actually, no, I take that back. Okay. Sorry, I know what this is saying. I'm just trying to be really careful with my words here. That's all. I think you recently experienced a tower moment that had to do with some sort of betrayal, deception, manipulation, something like that, with this very big emphasis on justice reversed, meaning like a lack of justice, something that was very unfair to you. the first thing that's coming into my mind is somebody betrayed you in a way that you really weren't expecting. I mean, we're talking about a tower moment. Just for those of you who don't know, this tower card, and it's called the Wild Hunt, but it's traditionally known as the Tower, and it tells the story of this tower that was, has been up for a pretty long time, but it's been kind of cracking a little bit. Some stones have been sort of crumbling off, and there may have been some like very feeble attempts to kind of patch it back up, but ultimately it's just not enough. And one day the tower all at once completely crashes down. There's no saving this tower. And all you can really do is just build a new, bigger, better tower. And so a tower moment is a situation where your tower or one of your towers completely falls apart. And it's very sudden, it's very powerful, and it can be scary and intimidating because you're like, well, that's been destroyed. Okay, I guess, But there is that more optimistic side of the tower, which is that you get to build a bigger and better one, which we'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, I think this tower that crashed for you, maybe it wasn't even necessarily a person. It could have just been like a situation that felt very unfair to you, that kind of ruined something for you. But again, it's that like sneaky stuff. It's that things. Oh, okay, I will say this too. I think even if it wasn't necessarily like a manipulation, deceptive type of angle to it, at the very least, I think there's some information that you don't know about, that you don't necessarily need to know about, but maybe like some sort of like hidden agenda. And maybe that's why all of this kind of crashed for you. That's also very possible. Meaning that like something might appear one way, but in reality, the powers that be kind of had like a different agenda, a different thing going on that you just don't know about. You know what I mean? But ultimately, I think what happened was very unfair. And I do feel confident in saying this was something that was unfair to you. And it feels like, or maybe something literally was destroyed, right? So on the other side of this, the other part of this reading is very much, oh, hi, Halen, a very clear sign that this situation, as tough as it might be, and again, I think it was very unfair, and I have a feeling it's not because of something you did. It's likely because of somebody else's not super honest stuff going on. I think this tower crashing down is actually opening up some doors for you, specifically in terms of your work. I mean, we're talking about like productivity or this Knight of Wands. Wands energy is creating, building something. That's kind of just like, given the cards that we have, I feel pretty confident saying like this is going to help your career in some way, your job in some way, but I will open it up to like whatever kind of project you're working on. Maybe even like a health thing. I mean, we'll get to the Pentacles in a second, but something that you are working on that has to do with like that earthly energy of money, health, some sort of material thing like that. Okay, what I'm trying to say is that this tower moment and this whole situation that happened is actually kind of opening the door to really helping you with whatever it is we're talking about here. That's what this productivity card means, is that now's a really good time to put a lot of energy into whatever it is you're working on, especially something I think you've kind of been struggling with actually, and that these might be more connected than you realize. These like two things are more connected than you realize. My question is how? How are they connected? Why is this why is this gonna help this? But let's take a look. What is the connection there? Okay, both of these cards want to come up. Sounds good. We've got the Hanged Man. Okay. And Two of Swords reversed. Okay, one thing I can say for sure is that the connection between these two things is not immediately obvious. It's not immediately obvious for me. It's probably not going to be for you. It's more something that with a different perspective, and honestly, I think even like in hindsight, it'll be a lot more clear and obvious. Like, oh yeah, once I stopped having to deal with this thing, it really opened up this thing. But you just might not really see the full effects of that right now. But what the cards are saying is this Two of Swords reversed. I think you were pouring a lot more energy into this than you realized. Because Two of Swords reversed is, and maybe you do realize it, it's possible. But with Two of Swords reversed, I think it's like, okay, with Two of Swords, it's like kind of, it can represent indecision. Sorry, I'm tripping over my words all of a sudden, geez. It can represent indecision, kind of like if you have two options and you're just bouncing back and forth, like I can't choose one. I feel like this has the exact same number of pros and cons as this one. And you're like not really committing to either one of them. I feel like the universe has kind of made the decision for you. It's like you're bouncing back and forth between dealing with this thing and that thing, and you don't have to deal with this anymore. Like as hard as it was, now you can just pick one and go with it. Because that's usually the feeling with Two of Swords, or sorry, the lesson. The lesson with Two of Swords that is trying to tell you is like, all right, just pick one. Just pick one. You've spent enough time deciding and flipping back and forth and trying to figure it out. Just pick one. So I think that is what the universe is doing, is being like, all right, no more distractions. You've picked one. Now you can really commit. You're welcome. But again, I'm going to stress this. I really feel like it's just not immediately obvious right now. Like you might be thinking right now, like, okay, well, I was doing both. Or like, okay, well, I don't see why this is like supposed to, having that taken away and having that bad situation made me see, made me commit more to this. Like, I just don't see the connection. The universe is saying there is one. Just wait and see. But yeah, all right, talking more about this situation, the thing you're supposed to be more productive with right now. Like I said with Knight of Wands reverse, I think you've been burned out. Knight of Wands reverse, the first word I always think of is burnout. That you haven't been able to put the You haven't been able to think clearly. I can't think clearly right now. Jeez. I don't know why. I'm like getting so, this energy is making me like trip over my words and like I can't put them together. I have it in my head and I can't like do it. Maybe that's how you're feeling. Okay, 9 of Pentacles. I think you have been not able to put the proper time and effort into this thing. Again, I'm gonna go out on a limb and just assume it's a career thing, but again, any real project that you're working on, hobby maybe, health journey, that could be a big thing too. But something you're working towards, 9 of Pentacles tells me this is like the best way to get to that like really good, comfortable spot and get that reward that you're looking for. So, okay, I guess all of this to say, going forward, if I can leave you with a final note, I think even though it might even seem a little counterintuitive, I think trying to direct your energy, and maybe even it makes sense to you, like directing this hurt and this pain, whatever this is, directing it into, taking that energy and directing it towards the thing that you like really truly want to build, the thing that's much more personal to you, that you care about. That is what this reading is encouraging you to do. Okay, I'm going to leave it there because I feel like I'm about to just start word salading and I don't want to do that. Yeah, okay. Cancer moons. If you have any questions about this or if you'd like any part of this clarified, please let me know. You can leave a comment or you can just reach out to me, whichever you prefer. On the shorts part of my channel, I have hundreds of shorts videos where I talk about each of the cards. I talk about their upright meaning, their reversed meaning, as well as any symbolism within the cards. So if you're feeling particularly drawn to any of them, or if you would like a little more information about any of them, highly recommend you go check that out. But Cancer moons, I am sending you a lot of clarity. I think maybe that's where like my like speechlessness is coming from right now, because like this situation left you like so speechless. Maybe that's why I'm like struggling to put words together. Sometimes that happens with these readings, and sometimes I don't even know exactly why. But again, I think be prepared to just play the waiting game a little bit and understand that a lot of this will make more sense in hindsight, which also means trust the process. And during that time of trusting the process, I'm sending you a lot of clarity. I hope you can get the clarity that you need with all of this. And I'm sending you strength because that is very difficult. I feel you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye!